Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Dives, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Week 1 is officially in the books. Today, we're going to take a quick look at my winners of the week. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to smash that subscribe button. Let's go! Not bad for your Big 12 debut. Number 21, Arizona shook off a shaky first 25-plus minutes to beat New Mexico on Saturday night. But the biggest story was the record-breaking performance from T-Mac, who broke the UA mark for receiving yards in a game and tied the single-game touchdown record. It was also the second most receiving yards in Big 12 history. McMillan had 10 catches for 304 yards and 4 touchdowns and looked like a complete superstar from start to finish. In fact, T-Mac had more total yards than the entire offenses of both Clemson and Texas A&M in Week 1. If you're an NFL team in the market for a dominant X-receiver with also a pick in the top 10 of the draft, then great news, because T-Mac's ball skills, wingspan, and size are straight up off the charts. At 6'5", 210 pounds, this is a guy who defies physics with his physical tools and technique. To go along with his route running ability, McMillan also has exceptional hand-eye coordination and catching instincts. If the chemistry between T-Mac and quarterback Noah Fifita is this good all season, then Arizona Wildcat games have officially become must-see TV.
Third down, Fifita over the middle. Same story with this guy. And did he get in? Third down. And T-Mac receiving.
How? Why? Why is he completely left alone?
Travis Hunter made his case for the Heisman Trophy during Week 1. Hunter is a rare, true two-way player who can dominate the game at both wide receiver and corner, and he was the best player on the field during the Buffalo's tight Thursday night win over North Dakota State. Hunter posted the best offensive game of his college career on Thursday, hauling in 7 passes for 132 yards and 3 scores, while playing nearly every snap of the game on both sides of the ball. There is a debate whether or not he's a corner or wide receiver at the next level. Regardless, this is an elite athlete in every respect with all-pro upside in the NFL. As a corner, his ability to sense where the ball is going and position himself to make plays is truly extraordinary. As a receiver, he's probably the best in the class ahead of Luther Burden and T-Mac. This is a blue chip prospect through and through and expected to be selected sometime in the top 5 of the 2025 NFL Draft.
Hunter at the bottom of your screen. Shador comes back the other way to Hunter, makes the catch! What a grab! Sanders pulls it out into the end zone. Touchdown, Hunter! Usually Travis Hunter time. Sanders caught one. They just get it off into the end zone. Contact. What a catch!
This is a desperation throw. The play clock's running down.
Come on.
Tennessee eclipsed 700 yards of total offense for just the 3rd time in school history and tied the mark for 2nd in program history with 69 points. Nico Iamaleava started out like gangbusters, hitting his first 10 passes before tossing an incompletion. He led the team to touchdowns on 3 of his first 4 drives and completed 22 of 28 passes for 314 yards and 3 touchdowns in just one half of football. He led 6 touchdown drives and showed all the skills that makes him an exciting quarterback prospect. Iamaleava also set Tennessee's program record for passing yards in a half. It felt incredibly odd to put a first-year starter in my preseason top 10 Heisman rankings, but my goodness, what a debut for his first regular season start. Nico was the number 2 overall recruit in the 2023 class. He's 6'6", with a big arm and legit mobility out of the pocket. I don't think this is a crazy take at all, but we might be looking at the best quarterback in college football because Nico Iamaleava is about to become a household name.
Surveys, throws to Brew McCoy, 1st and goal. Has fallen longer. Over the top and the easy pitch and catch.
If the age of the running back is over, someone forgot to tell Boise State's Ashton Jeanty. While the NFL might be devaluing the position to some degree, Jeanty gave league scouts and decision makers a few things to think about with his eye-popping performance in Saturday's season opener. In a 56-45 win over Georgia Southern, Jeanty carried the ball 20 times for a whopping 267 yards, finding the end zone 6 times. What's even crazier is that most of the damage was done in the first half, with Jeanty only getting 1 carry during the final 13 minutes. Listed at 5'9" and 215 pounds, Jeanty has the ideal frame for an NFL running back, with a low center of gravity that allows him to stay balanced through contact, and a strong combination of explosiveness and physicality that makes him a threat between the tackles and when turning the corner. He didn't get to show up much on Saturday, but Jeanty is also a capable pass catcher out of the backfield, with a true 3-down skill set that might make him RB1 in this year's draft. If you're an NFL draft sicko like me, then buy all the Ashton Jeanty stock now, because this guy looks like a high day 2 pick come next April.
Touchdown, get out of town, 75 yards.
Ole Miss Rebels quarterback Jaxson had a career day in his team's season opener, further illustrating his growth as a QB prospect. Dart only played the first 2 quarters of the game against Furman on Saturday and straight up dominated. He completed 81% of his passes for 418 yards and 5 scores while adding a touchdown on the ground for good measure. To put it another way, he had the same amount of touchdown passes as he had incompletions in week 1, something that's hard to do against any defense, FCS or not. Dart was a fringe 5-star recruit coming out of high school, and his natural raw talent was oozing through the TV screen yesterday. As a prospect, this is a passer attuned to the modern game with his arm strength and elasticity, but he's also an explosive athlete and an extremely tough competitor. If Dart can replicate his performance, or even come close to it during the remainder of the season, it could be a special year for Ole Miss.
Junior get in there, but the head coach Lane Kiffin has the ability as well. Dart rockets it downfield.
Have to evolve during the season.
Dart pump fakes, now airs it out to the tight end. Wide open, inside the 5, touchdown Ole Miss. Thrown for 3 touchdowns and 299 yards, steps up. Uncorks another deep ball, and it's caught. Trey Harris. Game.
I love the fact she called us Yankees too when we first walked up. That was hilarious.
And she's going to be cheering for this touchdown. It's Trey Harris again.
Cam Ward completely lived up to his sky-high expectations. He was everything described when he transferred to Miami. Using his feet and arm, Cam Ward frequently extended plays as Miami scored on 6 of his first 8 drives. Stepping into the lineup for his first time as a Hurricane, Cam Ward went 26 of 35 passing for 385 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick, to go along with 3 carries and 33 yards. The veteran navigated the Hurricanes' offense masterfully with precision passing and timely scrambles, resulting in explosive plays against the Florida Gators. As a prospect, this is a guy who has elite arm talent to make throws that no other quarterback in the 2025 NFL Draft can make. He's got excellent change of direction ability at 6'2", about 223 pounds, which gives him unbelievable creativity and escapability inside and outside the pocket. Just a huge overall win for Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes on Saturday.
Downfield and just lofts it to Horton. They're down and 11. Ward able to spin free of Searcy and then goes to the end zone, and in the back of the end zone it is Jacoby George.
Yards before this puts Miami back on the board. This could not have been a better week 1 start.
Considered one of the deepest position groups in the country, UCF's running backs feasted on New Hampshire's defense, led by RJ Harvey, who picked up where he left off last season, rushing for 142 yards and 2 scores. It was his 3rd straight 100-yard rushing performance for the 5th-year senior, dating back to last season. He moved into 9th place in UCF's career rushing touchdown leaderboard, 1 behind Dante Culpepper. As a prospect, Harvey is a dual-threat back who should translate very well at the next level. Harvey's effect on the passing game is positive in both pass protection and as a receiver. Although he's limited in size, Harvey plays with an immense amount of toughness and grit to step up and pick up bigger defenders to help out his QB. As a pass catcher out of the backfield, Harvey has shown flashes of being a natural hands catcher and can be effective running traditional routes out of the backfield. Overall, RJ Harvey is an instinctual runner with a lot of physical tools to become an above average running back in the NFL. Look for RJ Harvey to have a dominant 2024 season statistically and in that day 2 range of the 2025 NFL Draft.
Harvey bounces it outside to the left, has room, a touchdown! RJ Harvey, second of the game from 13 yards out, 28-3. Jefferson, the Arkansas transfer, as he hands it off to Harvey. Big hole right side, he's running free again. RJ Harvey cuts to the right and tackles.
The Alabama Crimson Tide were playing under a new coaching staff heading into 2024. While the staff might have changed, the quarterback did not. Jalen Milroe was heading into his second season as a starter, and his strengths were on full display in Alabama's Week 1 matchup against Western Kentucky. In the first half of the game, where Bama went into the locker room with a 42-0 lead, Milroe already showed improvements from last year. In the first 30 minutes, he went 4 of 6 passing for 169 yards, throwing for 3 touchdowns. He also had a touchdown and 50 yards on the ground. He also had an obscene 22.2 yards per attempt, showcasing just how explosive this Alabama offense could be in 2024. On Saturday, Milroe looked every bit like a Heisman hopeful, and his elite physical tools were electric against Western Kentucky.
You're late, up 5 scores.
Milroe to the air this time, surveying, throwing it, and completing it to Ryan Williams, and Williams breaks a tackle. Williams, his second touchdown. Milroe will keep it inside the 10, turns on the Jets, diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama.
Expectations were sky high for the Iowa defense ahead of the 2024 season after returning 8 starters from last year. The defense lived up to those expectations on Saturday, smothering Illinois State for 60 minutes and posting their first shutout since last November. Iowa's defense held the Redbirds to 189 yards, 2 first downs, and a meager 1.7 yards a rush. Illinois State also only ran 9 plays in Iowa territory. Leading the way was potential breakout star Aaron Graves, who had 3 sacks on the day. His 3 sacks was the most by an Iowa player in a season opener since 1992. Even crazier was the fact that 3 of those sacks also came in the first half. Aaron Graves has all the makings of a big-time player in 2024. He's got great size, strength, explosiveness, and physicality for a defensive tackle. Get used to hearing the name Aaron Graves, because if the Hawkeye offense and defense is as good as they showed on Saturday, then Iowa is going to be an extremely tough team to beat, and Aaron Graves could become a household name sooner rather than later. Jaxson Arnold's efficient Week 1 performance against Temple quickly put the criticisms about last year's Alamo Bowl performance to bed on Friday night. Arnold delivered a steady performance against the Owls' leaky defense, but showed off a variety of throws he has in his arsenal. 6 of Arnold's 8 possessions in the first half ended in scores, finishing 17 of 25 through the air for 141 yards and 4 touchdowns, no turnovers through 3 quarters. Heading into 2024, absolutely no one questioned Jaxson Arnold's talent. He's an incredible arm talent, and he was the number 3 overall recruit in the 2023 class. However, some did question whether or not Arnold would be ready to carry the load this season. Unfortunately for the SEC Conference, Arnold answered those questions in a big way on Friday, and the Oklahoma Sooners, along with their swarming defense under new defensive coordinator Zach Alley, looked every bit as a contender for the college football playoff this season. Could Jaxson Arnold be a contender for the Heisman Trophy this year? We'll have a better answer for that when they take on Tennessee on September 21st.
For a touchdown, Deion Burks.
Ole Miss, Missouri, and LSU, all road games. Arnold off the pump fake. Now using his feet. Former running back. Nice block by Sharp on the road. Sharp
Not at home either.
in motion. Arnold rolls, throws. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Deion Burks.
After a sluggish start on offense, there wasn't much to complain about when it comes to Kansas's performance against Lindenwood on Thursday night. KU walked out of Children's Mercy Park with a dominant 48-3 season opening victory, along with 331 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Kansas star Devin Neal led the way, only playing in the first half and finishing with 112 yards on 8 carries and 2 touchdowns. As a prospect, Devin Neal is a dense and compact runner with a low center of gravity. He's absolutely explosive out of his cuts and has enough speed to stretch seams at the second level to create massive plays. Neal is a slippery, elusive running back in congested areas and a missed tackle machine. At under 210 pounds, physicality will never be a part of Neal's game, and there are times when he's unable to finish forward and power through crowds. However, Devin Neal is a legitimate home run threat and has all the tools to be a primary running back in a rotation with an extra dynamic kick at the NFL level.
To do it, and it's Neal with some room. Devin Neal cuts up ahead to the 31, 18 more yards, a touchdown saving tackle.
Just about everything went according to plan for Cam Rising in his first action since January 2nd, 2023. For the first time in 606 days, Utah's leader was back under center, completing 10 of 15 for 254 yards and 5 scores, setting his career high for touchdown passes as the number 12 Utes beat the Thunderbirds 49-0 on Thursday night. As a prospect, Cam Rising is a solid athlete and pocket passer who can attack a defense on all 3 levels. He's an excellent game manager and seems to have a knack for always delivering during big moments. While Rising is not realistically in the running for a first-round quarterback, given his age and physical limitations, he has already shown enough savvy and skill to be considered a potential backup quarterback at the next level. It's early on in the season, but everything seems set up for a breakout year for the 25-year-old 7th-year senior, which is great news after having missed all of last season with a major knee injury.
Season opener, out of respect for what South Dakota State has been. Absolutely. Keefe on the reception, fighting his way into the end zone for a touchdown.